I'm in Canon booth now. It's a Monday. It's still loads of people. Look at that. Bloody hell. I think the coolest thing in the Canon booth is this history wall. And David is going to explain it to me because this is like 30 years of EOS system. So I'm a bit too young to know all of that because, well, I'm older than 30, but obviously I don't start shooting at when I was 1, something like that. So
me neither. So I'm 40. I'm a little bit older, so I remember some of these. I've shot with some of these, but not all of them.
Yeah.
To say. First one we got here is the 650. So this is the first one that we launched. When we did this, this was a big step for us because it was FD lenses beforehand, which had been running for years and years and years. But then we switched to this new lens mount, which when it happened, a lot of people got very upset, thinking, "What are you doing? Why are you changing it?" But if you want to create new technology, you have to move forward. You have to make a stand, and that's what we did with this camera. So we got some other ones here as well. We've got like the 10, which had the barcode reader. I don't know if you've ever seen that before. Have you?
I don't. Dan mentioned that to me, like barcode to, I don't know. Was it?
I think it's a brilliant idea, great concept. The idea is that when you buy the camera, you get a little book, and in this book it's got different types of photography, like landscape photography, portraiture, and this kind of thing. And then there's a barcode at the bottom. You have a little barcode reader, and you read the barcode in the book, and then plug that into the camera, and it will put settings on the camera to try and improve that type of photography.
Yeah.
So it's a really early form of like automation. It's absolutely fantastic. It's great fun to do. I used to have one of these, and I did it a few times.
So they kind of like the first try of scene mode, isn't
absolutely.
it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So like landscape mode, portrait mode.
Yep.
But then, of course, this is so early. You have to beam a barcode before it recognizes.
Yep.
Of course, it's not all in the camera.
Yeah, it starts off with a book. It starts off with paper. So that's how you do it. So it's interesting.
Yeah, it sounds silly now, but then back then it's just there's a lot of failure until you get something.
You've got to try these different things. Another one that we tried, which is a lot of people talk about, it's got to be the eye-controlled focusing.
Yeah, I tried that though.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we saw the 5, the original 5 was the first one to have it. Then we put on the 3, we put it on the 30, we put on lots of different cameras. But so another thing that we tried back in 1989 was the fixed mirror. So we had a translucent mirror.
Yeah.
Technology. So we did it back in 1989. There's some other manufacturers that still do that now. But the idea of that is obviously to get rid of the shutter lag, to try and make things a bit quicker, so you haven't got the mirror going up and down. So we tried that. So the RT, you don't see many of these. It's quite a hard camera to get hold of. Another one I'm really fond of is this one.
Yes, this is funny. APS system.
Absolutely.
No, APS. Advanced photo system.
Yeah, that's right. So
I got one Canon APS camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
The original Ixus? Was it the Ixus?
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic camera. Good looking camera. That.
So small.
This was our interchangeable lens, APS-C.
Yeah.
We made two versions of this, but this is the one I like the most, the IX. I think it doesn't look
funky. Funky.
But you could get away with that today, I think. I think it's quite a cool looking camera.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. Also, if you take this out today, people will think it's a digital camera.
Yeah.
Totally.
Brilliant. And then we got the digital ones up the top here. Oh, I'll tell you one more before we get onto those actually. Have you seen this one before? I'd never seen one before. I've heard about it, but I'd never seen it until I managed to get my hands on it.
DCS3.
So this was a collaboration with us and Kodak.
The kind of the first digital camera, something like that.
Absolutely, yeah. 1.3 million pixels.
Wow.
I know.
Crazy.
But this is where it really started to take off. Digital photography did.
Yeah.
It's really from then it just exploded and went forward. Then we got the 300 as well, which was the first one under £1,000. Which really opened up digital photography to I think to the masses.
I must use one of these before as well.
Yeah. And then we go through. So we've got all the triple XDs, and then we go on to the 5D, 7D, 1DX, and this kind of stuff. So I mean, yes, 30 years. It's a long time, but we've got so many cameras, and actually now we have about 14 EOS cameras in our lineup, which is more than we've ever had before, and I'm really proud of that. The reason being is instead of trying to shoehorn a person into a camera, we're making cameras for different types of photography. So if you like landscape, portrait, and this kind of thing, we make a camera for you, and I think that's a great show to be able to say.
What's the change when Canon moved to the EOS system?
Well, basically what we did is it was all controlled by electronics then. Electronics really started to take over. And we wanted to make the lenses talk to the cameras seamlessly.
Has it got AF yet at this point?
Yes, it has. Yep.
Some of our viewers may not know that those old lenses, the aperture controlled by a little lever from the camera.
Yes.
The camera got a little lever to push the apertures. So the EOS system moved to totally electronic control.
Correct. Which some people didn't like. Some people didn't like that. They liked to have that manual control there.
Yeah.
So we made a mount where you could fit your old FD lenses on there. So if you still enjoyed doing the manual aperture control, you could do that.
Yeah.
So a lot of people use their FD lenses, but all of the EF lenses, we had the aperture control inside the camera.
So thank you very much, David. This
That's
is a very good walk down the history. Oh, we missed that.
You want to do that as well? How could you miss this?
Yeah.
So here it is. This is the 1200mm lens. Only 20 of these were ever made. We don't know how many are left. This is the only one that's around at the moment. This is the only one that's owned by Canon in Europe at the moment. So it's a very special piece of equipment. It weighs 16.5 kilos, so it's incredibly heavy. Something I did with this, I have to tell you, our office is in Reigate and we've got Gatwick Airport 5 miles away.
Yeah.
I thought, I wonder what it's like. So I put this on the roof of our building and pointed it at Gatwick Airport, and I could see people in the control tower walking around, and that's at 5 miles. So it's an incredible piece of equipment to use. Optically, it was made with leaded glass, which is why we can't make them anymore. It was £69,000 when they were new. They change hands now for about £100,000. So they're very, very sought after pieces of equipment, but really great.
I love all the battle scar all over the lens. How many years of just rubbing with your fingers until all the paints came off and showing the brass?
That's why, the patina on it is just fantastic. You can see, if this could tell stories, I would love to know where it's been and what it's shot. Yeah. Really, really interesting.
So apparently that's the first time Canon do this merchandise, and it's so cool. You can get all this from the Canon website. Yep, I think this is the coolest. Chef, like a chef. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Hey, what are you looking at? You're talking to me? Hey? Hey? Singing in the rain. How's it? Down the memory lane. Canon. 1980s, 90s, 2000, and now. And 5 years.